Coming up, the shift from print to the digital age continues inside Nebraska's largest daily newspaper.
Then see how music is helping cancer patients in an unexpected way.
Later on, we'll learn how one man is changing the face of a popular street food in Omaha.
This and more from the UNO studios. You're watching the Omaha News.
Welcome to the Omaha News. I'm Jackson Piercy.
And I'm Dayton and Sarah. Some 2,200 newspapers across the U.S. closed their doors in the last 2 decades, leaving tens of thousands of journalists out of work. The Omaha World Herald Guild, a union dedicated to preserving the state's largest newspaper, says Lee Enterprises continues to reduce the size of its newsroom staff. These reductions are often in the form of buyouts and other times in the form of layoffs. Lee Enterprises has decided to move the remaining staff of the Omaha World Herald to the Freedom Center. Sports copy editor for the Omaha World Herald, Andrew Stem, says that the decrease in staff has been significant since he began working for the Omaha World Herald.
There were at one point, I think when I started in October of 2017, about 200 employees or so at the World Herald. It's just an approximate number, but there are fewer than 50 now.
With fewer employees, fewer newspapers are printed. According to Time magazine, printing has been cut down to 1/7 of what it once was. This means a shift has occurred from print to digital news. Stem says that communities and especially older generations are being affected by this.
You know, a lot of people who care about the news tend to be a little bit older, right? And so they look forward to the morning paper, and maybe they're not necessarily people who are well versed in finding news and information online.
With a smaller newsroom staff, the decision was made to move the newsroom to the Freedom Center according to an email sent to employees. The move, which was originally supposed to happen in November, will now happen in early 2024. UNO communication professor Dr. Barbara Pickering says that news is changing, and not only will communities face challenges, but so will news sources.
I think a generational shift is happening, both in terms of how people get their news and where they get it. And I think there are some challenges that news sources are going to continue to face.
It's important to continue supporting journalism as we navigate through this challenging transition. Lee Enterprises publishes newspapers in 74 markets across 26 states. According to stock analysis, the Iowa-based company's net worth decreased nearly 39% in the last year. As of today, the parent company of the Omaha World Herald is worth a reported $64 million.
Omaha Public Power District serves 855,000 people in Omaha and its 13 surrounding counties. Residents in Cass and Sarpy counties are getting involved in one of the publicly owned utility's latest projects. Engaging the public in an ongoing project in both Cass and Sarpy counties by hosting an open house last week for residents to share their thoughts. The Cass to Sarpy transmission project will provide an uninterrupted supply of electricity for one of the current lines goes down. Transmission engineering manager Shane Hansen says one of the most important criteria is opinion from the locals.
So we want to start building that relationship to understand the specific concerns to them with the hope of trying to lessen those concerns to the extent we can.
The Cass to Sarpy transmission project is open to public input. OPPD will open all data and opinion to pick which suggested route will suit both the utility and the residents.
Humanitarian organizations are pleading with world leaders to help continue the flow of fuel, medicine, and food to civilians caught in the crosshairs of the Israeli-Palestinian conflict. The fighting began over the weekend after Hamas militants stormed the border of Israel, leaving hundreds of its residents, including 14 Americans, dead. Fighting continues to escalate as the war wages on into its 5th day. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu declared war on Hamas and has mobilized 360,000 of the country's reservists.
After the break, we'll check in with live reporter Dee Warren at the Fred and Pamela Buffett Cancer Center.
Then see how Metro business owners connect with one another to improve their place in Omaha.
Sit down and relax. We'll be back in a minute.
University of Nebraska at Omaha's bookstore is home to more than books. The UNO bookstore accommodates all students' needs with phone and laptop repairs at the iFix UNO station or free residence hall delivery. The bookstore, located in the Milo Student Center, is full of Maverick merchandise. Find sweatshirts for chilly Nebraska days or cozy UNO mugs for every coffee fix. Shop anytime at unobookstore.com.
Nearly 3,000 student athletes competing in 19 varsity sports from 9 institutions. Compete for nationally ranked teams to become academic All-Americans and NCAA champions. Nearly 100,000 students and more than 800,000 alumni celebrate their schools as they rise to reach the summit. The Summit League, where tomorrow's leaders reach the summit today.
I'm a veteran, when my battle scars like a letterman's. I done crawled through the mud full speed, so I
Coming
wouldn't underestimate me.
up in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Faded grass to a full.
A recent survey conducted by AARP finds that music contributed to overall brain health and mental well-being. The study of nearly 3,200 adults finds that 2/3 engage in focused music listening, 60% sing, 41% dance, and 13% play an instrument. Those who engage in music report better mental well-being and cognitive functioning and lower levels of depression and anxiety. Reporter Dee Warren says you don't have to be a scientist to recognize music's potent effects.
What is it about music throughout its various formats that affect us? According to a 2020 Harvard Health study, music has been proven to boost our mood and overall well-being. That's right. Every day when you hear your favorite playlist or record, research shows that the sound waves in music can have a beneficial effect on brain chemicals such as dopamine, which is linked to feelings of pleasure.
So when you're talking about the sound, like frequency sounds, you know what I mean? And those are, waves, right? Sound waves, you know what I'm saying? That you can feel throughout your body, you know what I'm saying? And they can, have an effect.
And music has been scientifically proven to both help cognitive ability, and it has been known to help combat depression. Regardless of the format, whether it's digital or analog or vinyl to MP3, it's never a bad idea to let your favorite tunes play.
Obviously music can be divisive, but I think music for the most part brings people together, and there has to be a reason for that. You were saying that we don't know why or whatever, but just the fact that you can get so many people in a room together listening to, focused on one thing and listening to one thing, I mean, that's a powerful thing.
According to the BBC, music innately creates social cohesion because it is an art form with human interaction at its core. In essence, people are the music. I'm outside the Fred and Pamela Buffett Cancer Center, where UNO's School of Music students have shared their musical talents to create a comfortable environment for those receiving treatment for illnesses such as cancer. Jackson, Dayton, back to you.
Thank you, Dee. To boost music's mental health benefits in your life, experts say rather than putting music on for background listening, try to practice active listening or setting aside time to focus on the sounds you hear. Take note of your response to those feelings.
UNO students are now able to request and obtain over-the-counter medication, including generic emergency contraception like Plan B, through the Women and Gender Equity Center in Milo Bail 114. The resolution was approved by the Student Senate 11-4, last month after the debates on the method of dispensary stopped any action from being taken.
From roofers to restaurant owners to accountants, Omaha's small business owners gather monthly to discuss the latest marketing and sales initiatives that may impact their growth. Reporter Andrew Kaslaika takes us to an early morning breakfast where both coffee and advice are readily available.
I want you to introduce yourself to the Catherine 1, 2, 3.
Metro business owners learned how to empower themselves and their businesses as they filed into Beacon Hills Bar and Grill to attend the Omaha Empowerment Breakfast. The early morning attendees are part of a demographic that, according to Lincoln Business Guides, accounts for 99% of all private enterprises in the state. Business card drawing for door prizes, the ability to connect with other business people, and a collection of speakers
Who are you?
are all made possible by the man event staff referred to as the king of networking, event organizer Michael McGee.
Great place to come and just meet people. It's all about business promotion. And so we have a featured speaker every month that people learn from. So we've had politicians. We had the mayor here in March of this year.
While event organizer Michael McKee says he just wants to help the small business community in Omaha, small business owner Deanna Busby-Ress says she just wanted to get out of her comfort zone.
My contacts were really small, so my intention was just to connect with people so I could have more meaningful conversations with Omaha business owners.
Really came around in the mid-80s. Today,
Busby-Ress says this is different than other networking events because it's less intimidating. According to Boost Suite, 17.6% of Nebraska's export revenue comes from small businesses. Event attendees are looking to grow that number. For the Omaha News, I'm Andrew Kaslaika.
The event also features community leaders and experts on building business relationships. Omaha Empowerment Breakfasts have been a cornerstone in the Metro for more than 20 years.
Coming up, see how the Council Bluffs Library is taking a step back in history to show how it was built.
Then, get ready to put on your dancing shoes as our reporter Wyatt Moravit shows us the uptick in live music and dance events.
Don't go away, we'll be right back after this break.
The media landscape is vastly different from the past. Conglomeration and consolidation have changed the skill sets required to succeed. Journalists must not only know how to conduct research, interview, and write stories, but they also have to know how to shoot and edit the stories they tell. Likewise, creative media professionals must know how to interview, research, and write the stories they shoot and edit. In the School of Communication, we require students to gain experience and proficiencies employers are seeking. The two hardest mediated genres to produce are live sports and newscasts. Thus, once our students are taught the basics, they are given opportunities to improve the abilities at these genres. Capstones 1 and 2 feature the culmination of skill sets. Once students produce the Omaha News, they can use it in their demo reel to show their skills. From here, students can go anywhere.
I never thought I'd be standing in the clouds looking down on the ancient ruins of the Incan Empire. I never thought I'd live among the street artists in Valparaiso. I never thought I'd make friends that would last a lifetime.
Adventure's out there, and as Mavericks, it's up to us to find it.
Stop thinking, start doing. Visit educationabroad.unomaha.edu.
It's a super fun activity. The group only rehearses as needed to prepare for the music that they provide at games. And we're always looking for ways to continue showing what the very talented students in the Maverick Machine are capable of.
I really enjoy doing pep band because it's music that is very familiar to me.
Take a step back in time at the Council Bluffs Library with their new exhibit showcasing the local history of the Lincoln Highway. Reporter Gracie Goose says local experts claim it's the road that built Council Bluffs.
This traveling exhibit called Promise Road is produced by the Prairie Rivers of Iowa. It is an audio-visual experience that features the story of when the Lincoln Highway started in 1913 to create the first improved highway across the country. It will also focus on how the highway brought tourism to the towns. Lincoln Highway Heritage Coordinator Jeannie Howe says her favorite part of the exhibit is actually being able to experience the highway itself.
And getting to see all the different libraries and people, meeting the different people who have experienced the highway.
There are some parts of the original highway in Iowa that you can still travel. Other parts are just memories now. Much of the early highway was dirt roads through the Les Hills. If you're wanting to travel the Lincoln Highway yourself in Council Bluffs, come on out to North Broadway and look for signs like this one that'll lead you towards the right path. Potawatomi Historical Society member Troy Stolp lectured guests last Thursday on the Lincoln Highway's local history. He says that it wasn't only the views or the stops along the highway that made it so special, but also the people.
The culture of the people that live there. It is a remarkable story for people who live along a place that's designed to be driven by. So I love the fact that they make their lives amidst the Lincoln Highway.
The Promise Road exhibit will run now until the end of November. Troy said that there will be a couple more Lincoln Highway lectures in the future, and people are always welcome to come to any of the museums and ask questions. For the Omaha News, I'm Gracie Goose.
In honor of their 110th anniversary, Prairie Rivers of Iowa and Pritchard Auto are working together to take part in an electric vehicle cross-country trip on the Lincoln Highway.
Omaha's historic Eagles Ballroom near South 24th Street houses Jitterbugs Night Out almost every Friday night since 2003. Reporter Wyatt Moravets says the group will celebrate its 20th anniversary on October 20th.
Jitterbugs volunteer instructor Jared Dominguez wears the same suit every Friday night. He has been attending Jitterbugs Night Out for the past 6 years and remembers his first night vividly.
They weren't exactly throwing each other in the air, but they were so into it. The energy was just so infectious. Oh, it was amazing.
Dominguez says that he got into volunteering with Jitterbugs to give back to the organization that gave him a place to dance. Jitterbugs executive director Lindsay Sobchak says that the upcoming festivities reflect that same spirit of gratitude and cooperation with the Eagles Club.
The party that we're having on the 20th is celebrating 20 years in partnership with the Eagles Club, which is a really special partnership that is super mutually beneficial to both of us.
Live Nation, parent company of Ticketmaster, calls 2022 potentially the biggest year in live music history, with a remarkable 38% jump in ticket sales, demonstrating recovery and rekindled consumer interest in live music and dance events. If you don't know how to dance, Dominguez says that going to Jitterbugs is a great way to learn.
We're more than happy to show you. We're not shy about it at all. We're not like a super secret club. We would love to spread the joy as much as we can, wherever we can.
The Omaha Jitterbugs are a 501(c)(3) nonprofit. If you feel the need to volunteer, they have their own volunteer organization, Jive, or Jitterbugs Investing Volunteer Efforts. Back to you, Dayton and Jackson.
Thank you, Wyatt. The nation continues to honor Hispanic Heritage Month, which began September 15th. This year's theme is Latinos driving prosperity, power, and progress in America. As reporter Max Garvey discovers, in Omaha, folks are finding their own ways to celebrate.
Hispanic Heritage Month has been in full effect across the metro over the past few weeks. Numerous celebrations have taken place all over Omaha. On Saturday, Midwest Chingona Fest was held near the Exarban neighborhood. Omaha citizen Eddie Vallon describes what it feels like to be a Chingon or Chingona.
It's just a word of self-empowerment, just getting yourself, hyping yourself up, that you're doing great things.
The term Chingona is interpreted as being a fearless woman. Saturday marked the second annual Midwest Chingona Fest down here at Omaha Stinson Park, with many food trucks, clothing booths, and locally owned businesses all showing up to support the empowerment of women. The reception of Hispanic Heritage Month celebrations such as Midwest Chingona Fest are being met with much praise. Event staff member Samantha Vidales is happy to see a new tradition growing during this time of cultural observance.
I think it's amazing, honestly. We've come a long way in history, and I think this is definitely something that's going to go down in history, and it's amazing.
Hundreds of attendees enjoyed the food, music, art, and pride on display. Local music artists like DJ JPEG provided tunes for the crowd to dance. And the evening culminated with the Chingona Awards, recognizing strong Hispanic women in the city's community. Hispanic Heritage Month lasts through October 15th, with multiple events still to come in the metro. For the Omaha News, I'm Max Garvey.
The month-long event was extended from 1 week to a month in 1988 under President Ronald Reagan. According to the Pew Research Center, more than 62 million people in the United States identify as Hispanic. Coming up, see how one Omahan is looking to create the definitive Omaha-style hot dog.
Finally, we'll see how some Omaha stores are upcycling and repurposing to save our planet.
All this and more on the Omaha News.
IT is so broad that it's not just coding. It can be applied in so many different ways in different areas.
Technology impacts a lot of different things, a lot of different people, and if you can truly put yourself in their shoes and trying to solve that problem, just understanding that why is truly important.
UNO is one of those places where you can come and really get involved in whatever you want.
I ended up taking a bioinformatics class, and I ended up with an MD, PhD. I can do both the research and I can help people.
I chose the College of IS&T because it was my dream to become a data manager, and this college fits the best.
They're really the best people to be teaching the classes because they know and have worked in the field.
There's always a people factor, and getting people that are interested in your development is key to your success.
Create your next adventure and travel the world at Omaha's award-winning Henry Dorley Zoo.
With the amount of cattle that roam the fields of Nebraska, the all-beef hot dog has not been quite as ingrained in the state's zeitgeist as it could be. Willie Dogs looks to change that. I get to the meat of the story. If anyone in Omaha knows hot dogs, it's Ryan Berry.
When my wife and I first met, she just assumed that all I ate were like hot dog or hot dog-like things.
Which, when one looks to start a hot dog business, will always be an asset more times than not. However, when starting a business right before a pandemic and going into a time where access to startup capital is more difficult than ever, according to the U.S. Chamber of Commerce, Willie Dogs has been able to ride the wave into becoming the masters of their destiny. That destiny? Barry says that Willie Dogs is on a crusade to create the definitive Omaha-style hot dog.
So the goal has always been, from the get, to create something that's synonymous with the city of Omaha. So you come here for Berkshire Hathaway, or you come here for the College World Series, and it's like, you have to get a Willie Dog while you're in Omaha, because you can't get them anywhere else. You cannot.
Curtis Mast, Inner Rail's hospitality director, had something of a similar idea about putting a hot dog joint in the Inner Rail. And when he met Willie Dogs, he found exactly what he was looking for. And he doesn't seem to be alone, based on the buzz surrounding the store's opening.
It's wild because this has been one of the most anticipated food ventures that we've put in here. For some reason, he just has this spark to him.
According to the Brookings Institution, the creation of a city's identity is rooted in part in rooting an image based on local assets. As Nebraska is one of the most prolific states in terms of cattle, according to Wise Voter, it's natural to begin to build that identity through what our state does better than almost anyone else. In layman's terms, you don't have to look far, even in urban Omaha, to answer the age-old question, Where's the beef? The Willie dog is not made by the topping, but by what's inside. The all-Nebraska beef hot dog is combined with a secret blend of spices contained within a natural casing and cold smoked for some time before being sent out in a rotella bun, another Omaha brand. Now we take a closer look at a growing trend that's not only making fashion more eco-friendly, but is sparking incredible creativity. Reporter J.L. Johnson takes us inside of the art of repurposing.
In a world where fashion trends come and go, one trend is here to stay: repurposing clothes. It's a movement that not only reduces waste, but is also redefining the way we view style and sustainability. Jeannie Davis, a secondhand shopper, shares her connection to sustainable shopping in Omaha.
I shop secondhand because my mom has always really been interested in secondhand stuff. I feel like it's good for the environment. I feel like it's good historically. It kind of makes me feel connected to the past, I guess. Yeah.
Not only is secondhand shopping good for the environment, it can also be very stylish and trendy. Take this sweater and this necklace, for example. They were both purchased from a secondhand vintage store. Kelly Valentine, 1404 Collective co-owner, says the fast fashion culture is very damaging.
There's so many people that just think clothing is disposable and literally throw their clothes in the trash, and it ends up in landfills, where these are amazing items a lot of the time and somebody else would love to use them.
According to the EPA, 17 million tons of textiles end up in landfills a year, and it can take up to 200 plus years to decompose.
I'm a part of Swap Omaha, and so that's an organization where we just swap items in Omaha, trying to keep items in circulation, as well as doing this collective 1404 with two co-owners.
Valentine advises people to start on a personal level by shopping secondhand or recycling their own clothes. For the Omaha News, I'm J.L. Johnson.
Omaha's rich in antique stores to start your repurposing journey. Stores like 1404 Collective, Flying Worm Vintage, and Joe's Collectibles are within 5 minutes of each other downtown.
Thank goodness it's fall break, right, Jackson?
Well, that's right, Dayton. We'll be back on October 25th after a few days to relax.
Thanks for watching the Omaha News, where the people are the story.
For me, it's about understanding the process of communication and what we learn through that process.
So something that you'll find within the School of Communication graduate program is that there is such a rich field of expertise.
I can think of no other discipline where we spend so much time focusing on not just one side of the conversation, but all sides of the conversation.
Not only do you get to work closely with other graduate students that come from all different walks of life, but you get to learn from graduate faculty that take those perspectives and help you grow yourself in a way that teaches you to be an academic, but also lets you be you in a really unique way.
I chose UNL very specifically, not just because I live here, I'm proud to represent here, but because I thought their program offered strengths that I didn't see in other programs.
For more than 20 years, only one program has addressed topics that matter to viewers. Only one program delivers the information that Nebraskans need to live the good life. I'm Kathy Wyatt. Join my guests and me as we discuss those issues every week on a program we call Consider This.